On the biggest stage in the world, FanDuel's changing the game because sometimes your player gets subbed off and your bet goes with them. Not anymore. With FanDuel's Super Sub, if your player's subbed out, your bet stays in. That's right. If your player leaves the match, your bet continues on with the substitute. So you're still in it until the final whistle. Visit FanDuel.com. Get started now. Let there be goals this summer on FanDuel.
21 plus select states for Kansas in affiliation with Kansas Star Casino. 18 plus DCKYWY. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER. 1-800-MY-RESET. 888-789-7777. Visit ccpg.org/chat. Connecticut. Visit mdgamblinghelp.org. Maryland. Visit gamblinghelplinema.org. Call 800-327-5050. Massachusetts. Call 877-8-HOPE-NY. Text HOPE-NY in New York. Call 877-770-7867. Louisiana.
Visit FanDuel.com. Get started now. Let there be goals this summer on FanDuel.
Sunday morning. Well, every Sunday, Governor David Paterson is with us to give us his opinion and his pulse of what's going on in our city, state, country, the world. Well, Governor Paterson, what do you have in mind this Sunday morning?
Well, let's probably start with the biggest issue and the one that affects most people, not just in this country, but around the world, and that will be the peace talks in Iran. Now, if I were president, and I'm not suggesting that I should be, but I would have gotten rid of the mediation tactics of Pakistan, who announced all Thursday how they have brought the parties together and everything's being worked out. Even at probably the reason that President Trump at 1:30 on Thursday afternoon said that the agreement has been reached and everyone's rolling along. And then Iran comes in and basically says they didn't agree to any of these things. And I think it's a lesson for all of us, John. It's not just a lesson for the president. I think because we grow up in this great society where you can vote for people in elections, where you can go to schools of your choice, where you can compete in athletic competitions and become superstars like the Knicks, that we are shielded from the rest of the world. Much of it is still living in the 13th century. In other words, the idea that you ask someone to do something, they say they'll do it, and then they lie in your face is the reason that we just can't go forward understanding how bad it is trying to negotiate with entities like Iran.
And all those phones going off all the time, you know?
I think they're calling to get me off the air, John.
And Governor, I mean, I understand, but the problem in Iran is the way we talked about it the other day, and we talked about it last week, that there's two factions in Iran. There are the intellectuals, and there are the ones that want war. And depending on which day it is and which portion of the Iran, of the Democrats or Republicans or the chimpanzees and the gorillas, or whoever the two factions are in Iran, and whoever, I guess, President Trump is negotiating with.
Usually in these types of conflicts, it's the side that is more prone toward violence or advocating war or wanting to launch different types of weapons against the other countries. They're the crowd that usually wins. And the reason is because the people who think about it, as like you said, the intellectuals, they don't actually have the facility to execute what they're thinking.
Understood. And the price, you know, the prices are starting to go down again, but they should have never been. WTI, which is the crude oil in North America never had any problems. There was no reason it should be $100 a barrel.
No, there's no reason that it should be. And I think that was what was driving a lot of people to think that we actually had a negotiating position. But when you've got Iran still playing games with the not just how they make the weapons, but the minerals and what they use to actually do that, is a real problem, because it's hard to keep an eye on what someone else is doing when you don't live there. And I think that's why this exasperating condition is marching inexorably on. And right now, no one has thought of a solution to it.
Well, bottom line is when the war is over, when the Strait of Hormuz is open, what happens is it goes. Crude oil goes back to normal price. Gasoline goes back to normal price. And when there's no excuse, and you have a new Fed chairman, that the price of gasoline is down, guess what? Interest rates will start to go down. But the people that have been keeping interest rates high are using the temporary price of $100 a barrel as an excuse not to go down.
And that's a shame, John, because really the business community is the one that's the worst hurt when the prices go up, along with consumers.
The consumers hurt. The people that buy gasoline every day to go to work are hurt, and that's what's going on. And it's wrong. The price of crude oil should not be that high. The world crude oil producers are making an extra. Well, I don't know the exact number. Well, let's say 400 billion.
Wow.
A week, a day. I don't know what it is, but they are cleaning up. And you know who's getting poorer? The consumer is getting poorer, and there's no reason the price should be at that point.
Well said, John. Now, on another subject, right here in New York City, there the continuation of the National Basketball Association finals between the New York Knicks and the San Antonio Spurs. And this is the biggest week for the NBA because they were really couldn't find a network to televise their final games 10 or 15 years ago. But what's kind of unfortunate is even when the home teams have won, and I really mean the Knicks, the bad behavior of individuals outside of Madison Square Garden and all up and down the streets, attacking the police, beating up people who have the other team's uniform on, and in this case, it was New York Knicks fans administering that punishment. We're going to have to insist, I think, more and more. And I'm glad to see that Mayor Mamdani didn't just stand aside like nothing was going on. He did do some things to try to lower the intensity of the situation. And I think that the owners of the Knicks and others have got to understand that this cannot keep happening.
Well, thank you so much, Governor Paterson, and let's talk again real soon.
I hope so.